Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Welcome back to another segment of All Politics is Local with your host, rJo Winch, here on AccessTV.org, Channel 8. Come back as often as you like, guaranteed to find out verifiable information. We want to be your information station. So before we get right into what we need to talk about, the politics of what's going on in Washington, D.C., let me make an announcement. There is going to be a concert on Saturday, November the 9th. It's the second Save Our Youth Gospel Concert hosted by the Multicultural Community Alliance, Hartford Knights, and Three Generations Never End. Again, that's Saturday, November the 9th at North United Church at 1205 Albany Avenue in Hartford, Connecticut. Let me tell you who's going to be there. We're going to have the great sensations from New Haven, a gospel group you don't want to miss. We're going to have the wonderful Marcus Jarvis. Also on site is going to be Maurice Pipkins from New Park Avenue, Reverend Troy Moses from Mount Olive Ministries, and also the newly appointed interim pastor, A.J. Johnson, from Refuge over on the corner of Barber and Westland Street. Also performing will be Angie Collins from Malachi Records, the wonderful Reverend Willie Naylor from Springfield, Massachusetts, Pastor Wesley MacArthur, who is the wife of Mac from 1480 Radio. So come out and check her out. And then we have a youth group that are wonderful, the award-winning HPD's Code Group Percussionists. You can purchase your tickets at www.rjowinch.com. You can click right onto the link. You can find us at Facebook under rJo Winch Second Save Our Youth Concert to participate in this wonderful, wonderful event. Or you can call Gina over at Hartford Knights. Her number is 860-756-5527. Right? So check that out. We want to make sure that we see you in the place. And now, I need a drum roll for this. What is going on in Washington, D.C. with the Republicans? Why is it they are so set on destroying the president of these United States that they need to take hundreds of thousands of people with them? People who can't get a job already. The ones who have a job can't get paid for going to work. Servicemen and women are not getting paid while they're out defending this country. And I was so never more embarrassed for anybody other than this nation when there were slain comrades of mine, because you all know I'm prior military, who died for this country. And the Republicans were so horrible that they did not even want to pay the family the money to go so they could even retrieve the bodies of their loved ones who had literally died for this country. I have no idea what's on those people's mind. I don't know how they sleep at night. But these are somebody's children who died so that they can even have the privilege to sit in Washington, D.C. to make these deplorable decisions to affect millions of people. I don't know many of you who know the Dorothy Dandridge story. I was talking to the executive producer about it just a while ago. And in the story, it was back in the time when black people could go to a hotel. You could stay there, but you couldn't swim in the pool. She dipped her toe in the pool. They drained the pool and scoured the pool down. This is the Republicans. You're killing the White House because we know who's the president of these United States. And because you don't like him, the person, you're going to kill off America. Get out of here. These are your taxpaying dollars that the president is saying, look, we go out and help other countries ensure that their people have health care. We ensure that democracy exists. We ensure that people have rights, that they're treated with dignity and respect. Now, you know what? We're going to make sure that we have those same privileges here in America. These are your taxpaying dollars. This isn't money that the government, actually, you know what? This is money that you loan to the government, because that's what your income tax is about. You pay income tax, so you're loaning your particular state the money to operate. And then every time at the end of the year, they pay you your money back, plus whatever. But it's your money that they're borrowing so that they can run the country. So as the country is being ran, now the president is saying, you know what? Democrats have been fighting for health care in this country for more than 70 years. Are they upset that it was President Obama who got it passed? I have no idea. But what I do have an idea about, this is my money. I want my country to have benefits that other countries have. I want senior citizens to be able to go to the doctor and not have to worry about they don't have money to pay for care. I want children to be able to go to Head Start and pre-K when families can't afford to send them to privately paid places. I want my taxpaying dollars to pay for these children to be able to go to pre-K. I want food stamp programs to continue to work for servicemen and senior citizens and those who are disabled who cannot possibly go to work. I want them to be able to continue to have those services. So what is up with the Republicans? Why aren't they seeing that what they're doing is destroying the country? Let me give you a news flash, the rJo style. You know, this is what I believe. I believe that the Tea Party, who are also Republicans, came in to basically destroy the President Obama administration. But I don't think that they had the foresight to see that if we shut down the country, that all these things are going to be cut off. I guess they figured that them shutting down and not paying and wanting to increase the debt, that all they would be doing was be affecting 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Maybe they thought that was the only house that was going to be affected. But now that they see millions of people are being affected by their decision, they don't know where to go. Because this is going to go down in history as the worst Congress in these United States. So I want every single one of you to get a voter's registration card. Make sure all your friends and family get a voter's registration card. And any Democrat that's running in 2014, want to make sure that you put them in Congress so we can get back on track, get the country working for you. This is your money. You're the employer of the nation. Make sure that the nation works for you. All right, so we don't have a whole lot of time, to continue to talk about this, but I'm telling you, this is extremely important. There should be no 18-year-old who's eligible to register to vote who does not vote in 2014. And for God's sake, please vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. Because this is going to be a continuation of your government working for you. Your government doing what you need your government to do for you. I don't care what the Republicans' name is. Once all the Republicans get in the office together, they're going to support one another. So I don't care who they are. I don't care what their name is. I don't care how well you think you know them. If they are of the Republican Party, we need Democrats in the House, the big house in Washington, D.C. So that means all politics is local. In your city, your state, your town, ensure that Democrats are being sent to the House and to the Senate. Make sure that your U.S. congressperson is a Democrat. In the state of Connecticut, we don't have that problem because we have three wonderful Democrats, Chris Murphy, Richard Blumenthal, and also the wonderful John Larson. We have three great, great Democrats. And they are in Washington, D.C. fighting the battle out there with other Democrats who are saying, this is ridiculous. This is not the way to treat people. These people send us to work. We need to do our job. So it's we who send them to work. And by the way, don't you wonder why everybody's paycheck is being affected but theirs? So after all this is over, after the sequestration, after, the deficit increase, after Obamacare, gets funded. And let me tell you something else about Obamacare. It's already funded. It's a separate pool of money. It has absolutely zero to do with increasing the deficit. They got nothing to do with it. People say, well, not people, the Republicans are, trying to get people to buy into the fact Obamacare is going to bankrupt the nation. Really? The money's sitting there waiting to be spent. You just need to say, yes, spend the money. It got nothing to do with the debt. That's something totally different. That's a whole different set of funds. That has nothing to do with Obamacare. But just stay tuned. Just keep watching. Pay attention. Get yourself registered to vote. Go to your city hall office. Go to your town clerk's office and register yourself to vote. Make sure that you have a photo ID. I don't care. Go to the motor vehicle department. Get an ID that has your picture on it. Because you don't want somebody to say, well, oh, you can't register to vote because you don't have identification that has your picture. We can't prove that this is you. Don't give them an out. Go to motor vehicle, go to the post office, go anywhere that they sell ID cards. Get identification that has your picture. That's all you're going to need. You should not need anything else. There are all kind of lawsuits being brought against states right now with the voter suppression. Listen to MSNBC, my other favorite station outside of accesstv.org, to know that this is what's going on. They're trying to disenfranchise you. You did such a wonderful job in 2012. You did such a wonderful job in 2008. Now the Republicans want to make sure that they put you at a disadvantage so you cannot do this again in 2016. Don't let them shut you down. Don't let them shut you out. This is your country. This is your representative. That office at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue belongs to you. Make sure that the person who's in that office is somebody who supports your needs. But meanwhile, locally, come out on Saturday, November the 9th at North United Church from 4 to 9 p.m. to help us make sure that our children have funds for after-school programming here in the city of Hartford. It's going to be a wonderful time, and we hope that we're going to raise some funds so that we can ensure that our children are off the streets after school. So, and also make sure that you come back and join us often on accesstv.org, and make sure that you check into the other programs who are also on the show. So stop at Channel 8 first, because we want to make sure that you know all politics is local. Every single individual who's serving in Washington, D.C., on the Congress and the U.S. Senate got elected locally. You elect them from your hometown, and then they go to Washington to represent you. So for the Republican states who say, well, yeah, my congressman is representing me. Well, you know what? You need to infiltrate some Democrats in there. Get a Democrat in office. Get an independent in office. Anybody but a Republican who does not support your values. And your values have to be that senior citizens and low-income individuals who still have to pay income tax to this nation are not cut out. You can't cut people out like that. Crime is going to go up. You're trying to decrease crime, people need to be employed. You want to lower, children in obesity and have children eating, they got to eat right. So these programs that are there, they're not there only for people of color. Let me give you another news flash. The people who basically enjoy the privileges of a SNAP program, which is a food stamp national program, are not people who are black and brown. All right? There are many, many people who live in rural cities and towns who have to. Farmers need these food stamp programs. When their crops aren't selling, they still have to eat. They still have to provide for their families. So you can't keep shutting them off. You're talking about skyrocket of foreclosures. How many houses are going to go in foreclosure if this nonsense doesn't end in Washington? Call your congressman, call your U.S. senators, and tell them you want this to stop and you want it to stop now. Spend your money on your health care. And I love the one thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. People are like, I love Affordable Health Act. I love the Affordable Care Act. I love the affordable programs that we're going to be able to get health care, but I don't like Obamacare. Newsflash for you too. It's the same program. People are calling it affordable health care for those of you who don't like the fact that it's Obamacare. So get hip, get a grip. Make sure that you get registered to vote and get out in 2014. Put them all out. Start telling your neighbors and friends you want to see no Republican in Congress come 2014. All right? And you want to re-elect a Democratic president in 2016. Until then, stay tuned to All Politics is Local with your host, rJo Winch. We'll keep you posted.